Oh, Trixie.
The whole squad.
Whoa.
Hey.
Look.
How do I take it off?
Look at this.
All right.
Where? Woo!
Nice.
Look at him
Ready,
go.
right here, riding.
2021. Okay, let's get this bad boy.
All right. Well, we're rolling, so.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So my name is Damian Gonzalez, and today we're going to do a tasting and a review on the 2017 Freakshow Cab by Michael David Winery. And we're happy to have one of the owners of Michael David Winery here, David Phillips.
Howdy.
And along with us is Jules. Is it Googly or Gogili, or how do you pronounce it?
Googly.
Gogli.
You can call me Googly, whatever works. Whatever works.
And then we got Dominic Brooks from the Southern California Freakshow cycling team. And then we got Heather Munibe. She's in Southern California as well. She's a downhill racer with a BMX background. And then we got Ray Siren. He is a racer, so he does the urban downhill races in South American countries.
Gotta represent MDW around the world.
Yeah. Looks like he's ready to pop his bottle there. So.
Okay, so hey Dave, what's the proper way to open a bottle? I've seen people
Anyway,
rip this off.
you can do that. You know, usually the cleanest way is use your little knife if you have one. Just cut around the top is what I do, and then it's working on out.
Okay, and you would do that.
Oh!
Yeah. Sorry, I don't have. I only got Zen today. So.
Damien, but you can just go right on top of that. You don't have to peel it off, right?
Like when you get little debris from the capsule so that it doesn't go into the wine.
That's from the old days when they used to make the capsules out of lead. They told you to cut it away. There's no more lead in the capsules anymore.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah.
Oh, lead.
All right.
There you
Whoa!
go.
Popping up.
So Ray, where are you building these jumps at? What part of the? Are you in the Sierra Nevadas there, or where?
Yeah, we're up in the Sierra. Let's see if I can get you a look. There's a little glimpse of some snow over there.
So we had a lot of. We got like 7-8 feet of snow in the last week and a half up in Bear Valley.
Good
Oh,
God.
I'm so jealous of what you guys going in Bear Valley. I wish I could go out there and do some alpine, you know? Like
Yeah, we do a little bit, but not. They're telling everyone to stay off the mountains. They don't want anyone out there right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, how is that? Like, is everybody on lockdown?
Pretty much. They don't want to have to spend any resources out rescuing people. And the avalanche danger has been really bad. So.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, so this cab here, I know the grapes are grown in Lodi, and apparently it's one of Michael David Winery owned vineyard. Is that correct?
Yep, we have a couple different Cabernet vineyards, spread around the west side.
Have we not drank yet?
Oh, sure you can drink. There's no order to this. I'm drinking. Cheers,
Have
everyone.
you guys been drinking? All right. Cheers.
Yeah, I forgot a glass, so
Excuse me. Ooh. Right out of the bottle. Where'd it go? Woohoo!
That's some good wine.
it is delicious.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah,
I've been waiting for this day to open this one up.
oh, really?
I mean, I can't go to the stores very often out here, so I've been just saving this one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not too good at rationing my bottles. When I get them, I enjoy them. I'm like, oh, they're just sitting there looking at you. They look so tasty, you know?
I know. Yesterday I really wanted it with dinner, but then I was like, I have to save it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Damien told me to get 2 bottles just in case I drink this one. So I drank one with dinner last night. So I got one step ahead of you.
So, yep. So, typical Lodi, nice, easy drinking, Cabernet. Spent a lot of it does spend time in French oak barrels, helping out that French economy. For you, Jules. Yeah, we buy a lot of barrels from France. We have over 25,000 barrels in our barrel room right now that
Whoa.
Wow.
aging wine. So that's a full-time job that keeps like 12 people just doing nothing but managing barrels and stuff. So yeah, for the Cabernets, that you have to give it some good barrel time.
Do
Yeah,
those,
cheers to the barrel boys, huh?
Mm-hmm.
do those have a lifespan, Dave, or do they only get used like a handful of times, or how?
Yeah, I mean, life of a barrel is usually six or 7 years, and then you turn it into a planter or make wood chips out of it or something. But yeah. So
Wow, 7
Yeah.
years?
yeah, because the first time you use it, most expensive wines in brand new oak. Okay, those are expensive wines. Then as the barrel gets older, it gives off less flavor, from the oak, so they become neutral barrels eventually, and still benefits the wine from being in barrel, but by then they're not picking up as much oak flavor. So yeah, you get a nice little hint of oak in this one. We don't try to make it too oaky, and obviously Lodi fruit. It's much more approachable than like a Napa Valley Cabernet. You don't need to age it for 5 years before it's drinkable. So that's one of the key things. Lodi wines are rated. Usually they're ready to drink the day you buy it, and that's kind of one of our keys to success. Because most Americans don't have a wine cellar. Most Americans age their wine about 2 hours. So in the store and getting home. So yeah.
They got strong livers and short patience.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
So you were saying earlier that 20% of of all California wine comes from Lodi, or the grape.
Yep. We grow 20% of all the grapes in California. We grow almost 50% of all the Zinfandel in California is in Lodi. And Napa only grows 4% of the grapes. So yeah, people all over here about Napa, which there's nothing wrong with Napa. I love Napa wines, but we're the volume.
But it is David, is the dirty little secret, right? Where a lot of the stuff that gets bottled in Napa,
Sure.
45-mile drive, let's call it.
There's a lot of truckloads of grapes that head that way, but
yeah,
they still have. There's rules about what you can. A lot of Napa wineries just put California on the label, and that's usually means it's a lot of Lodi fruit in there if it's California on the label. So,
yeah.
But
What about can they still put their appellation on there if there's a certain percentage of Lodi grapes in there?
I think anybody can blend up to 15%. So yeah, you can still call wine Napa Valley and put 15% Lodi in it. So they do that a lot, and we do the same thing. We'll buy some wine from Napa to blend in 5 or 10% into our Lodi wines sometimes, because each region gives you a different, flavor profile that can improve your wine either direction. Napa has tannin, Lodi has fruit. Sometimes we need tannin, they need fruit. So
Okay,
we buy and sell a lot of wine between wineries, on the bulk market.
speaking of flavor, do you all taste the raspberry, the cocoa nib, and the pepper?
I don't know what a cocoa nib is, but
Who's managing your website?
yeah.
But I definitely do get some chocolate, i.e. like cocoa. Yeah.
Chocolate, yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely hints of and notes of chocolate in it.
Yeah. Sometimes a little black pepper. Yeah. And just red fruit. I mean, raspberry is easy, but just red fruits in general. Plum, I think, And that nice little touch of vanilla, I think, from the French oak.
And Dave, this Lodi Cab, Freakshow Cab, this is pretty much available everywhere, right? This is, anybody can go and get it.
Yep, that's the easiest. It's our #1 seller, the easiest one to find. It's in pretty much any supermarket in the country will have this one. Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, it's a big hit for us, crowd pleaser, great wine to take to a party because it's the wine everyone likes. It's not it's not too much of anything. It's just easy going. Everyone likes it.
I brought up this web chat with my friend who is a liquor distributor, and he actually said that you guys have been the best company that the bonuses you guys have been for moving all this stuff. How much you guys move them? He's like, you write for MDW? I was like, what? You guys are sick, man.
that a friend in Reno or where?
Yeah, a friend up here in Reno. Yeah, he
Yeah, there's
said.
a couple of
you're
rock stars.
What's that?
We have a couple of sales guys that work for Breakthrough Beverage up there. They're
Yep.
rock stars. They build the biggest displays in the whole country in your Rayleigh store. You know, like
Yeah, that's
300
what he
case
said.
displays.
Yeah, he said Seven Dins was like the most moved bottle that he had from Rayleigh's, and the Freak Show was moving super good and everything. He couldn't speak highly enough of you guys. I was like, oh, it's good to hear coming out of someone out of the, the actual liquor industry. I'm riding for a good brand. It makes me feel pretty good.
Cool. And y'all realize now we don't make 7 Daily Zin anymore. We sold it to the wine group. So
Okay.
I still see a lot of people tagging us with it,
But Dave, truth be told, you guys built that brand from the bottom up.
yeah, 7 Daily Zin started out as a little tiny Zinfandel Lodi and became the number one Zin, still the number one Zin in the world now.
Yeah, it's still number one. That's all the credit to you and your team that grew it and built it, bottled it, and distributed it.
I always say it's the only good thing I got out of going to Catholic school. That's it. You'll see our new it's our new Freak Show Chardonnay in a can.
Oh.
So what's the story behind the mermaid?
She's the goddess of the sea. Her name's Madison, and she's on. Yeah.
I've been to Madison.
This has become a huge hit now too, the Freak Show Chardonnay, and it's just launching out there and going crazy. Great package.
So that's the one that's in the can?
Yeah, we have it in the bottle now. The bottle's been out for about a year now. Then the can just is getting released right now. So for those of you in the outdoor world, I think the Freak Show Cabernet in a can.
Yeah, that's perfect.
I mean, they're great for. I really want to promote them, like to kayaking and whitewater rafting companies, to
I love it.
backcountry outdoor stores. I think they really do well with these.
Yeah, Dave, you send me maybe a pallet or two of those. I can guarantee that they'll get.
I know.
Right, they'll probably get moved somehow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a loading dock at our house, so it's not even a big deal.
Awesome.
We
There you go.
All
There
right.
you go.
Forklift ready to go. Okay.
Yeah, right in. We're totally good to go.
All right.
Really though, those are game changers to be able to bring those anywhere outdoors and stuff.
Yeah. They're
That's cool.
way more efficient for packing in and packing out for backcountry skiing, hiking, whatever.
My favorite Freak Show label is the Freak Show Zen label. I think you have it there, right? Can you put it up to the camera?
Yes, that one.
Like, I love the color,
Oh yeah.
the character. We put that label on some snowboards, and if you go visit the room in Lodi, you can pick up your very own Freak Show Zen snowboard.
Oh yeah.
And we got somebody just arrived here, so I'm gonna make some room for them. Didn't expect 7 people here, but AJ Agazarm, he's one of our fighters training over at the Nick Diaz Academy.
How's it going?
And,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers.
Right.
What are those? Apple chips?
No, they're hippies.
Oh. What are
Hey, Can you do
hippies?
me a favor and just put Damien in a headlock really quick? Just a quick one. I think his viewers would love to see him just tapping out just a little, maybe just.
Are you on a bike right now?
What's that?
Yeah.
I'm walking, but I'm on bike trip.
Oh, I thought you were mountain bike drinking wine. I was like, man, that's
No, I was building some trails and took a little wine break.
look at that Lodi, California sweater. What is that?
Lodi track and field, man.
Hi.
Lodi High. Did you go there?
Sure did. Yeah, and a fun fact is, Nate and Nick's grandpa was my track and cross country coach. And Don Wall. So the track at Lodi High is named after their grandpa. Yeah. So.
Who's grandpa?
Nick and Nate Diaz.
Oh wow.
Yep.
That's cool.
That just kind of underscores how what the business that you're talking about, the wine and the winery, how it is a lot of family history to you in Lodi itself, right?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to promote our local community and our local economy, and trying to especially help with education and athleticism for kids in this community, trying to keep everyone healthy. And that's been one of our family goals for a long time, is getting more kids into sports, keeping them keeping them healthy, and then getting them into college.
Yeah.
Very prominent in Lodi is tradition. You see a lot of
If you guys are looking for some action, we got an MDW athlete right here testing one of our new jumps.
All right, let's see it.
Woo! We'll see if we make this. We got fingers crossed for Goldie on this one.
Right, this is a little high risk, man. You're going live with a line on a jump.
What do you got? Should we get the lip so we see the air style, or should we get the landing just in case there's carnage?
Get the landing.
What is that back? What is that?
We'll do like a little half and half.
Yeah, get them all.
How many feet is that, Ray?
Yep.
How many bottles of wine end to end is that?
All right, here we go. Let's try.
It looks like 15 cases.
I'm gonna say 50.
All right, 50 bottles of wine. It's a new form of measurement. Just so long as 750.
Give her a guess. What do you think that is? You just do
That, Damien, that's probably a good question to put in the comment section. How many bottles of wine end to end is that jump?
Yeah, because a bottle of wine, maybe 18 inches, 16 inches.
Yeah, I'd say 18.
Oh, okay, Heather, I'll believe you.
Trixie's about to launch this.
He's about to launch it, theoretically. I don't know where.
Dude, that's a big one.
Yeah, he's a big jump. And the best part about it is we didn't pack the landing, so no matter where he lands, he's just gonna stick and tomahawk his body. So
does he know this?
Yeah, he built the landing. That was his back job.
All right, let's see this.
Goggles are fogging. Hold on. Another wine break.
Are they all going to ride around on Saturday? He's going to try to do a 100-miler on Saturday.
Here he comes. Let's go, Trav.
If anybody wants to get in on it.
This Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh.
Here we go.
He didn't even do it.
Come on, Trixie.
Look at this. He's in the. Wait, let's see the helmet. Oh, MDW Craig's Trixie. Wait, hey, pull up your shirt. Let's see that butt. Woo. Oh.
So you guys road ride 100 miles on Saturday.
Whoa.
Road?
Yeah.
Me and Trevor showed up for a 100-mile road ride with board shorts and flat shoes, and it was hard.
Geez.
That must have felt.
Yeah,
Your
those
whole
were
team was making fun of us. They were like,
years ago.
you guys aren't going to do it. You guys aren't going to make it. We're like, I think we're sat for pedal, right? So at like 85 miles, got pretty hard.
Yeah.
My goal is to try and do 100 miles this year.
Well, let's go on Saturday. What are you waiting for?
I don't have a road bike right now, but as soon as I do, I'll get it. I'm actually waiting for Giant's supposed to get me one. I had that massive accident that happened that got all my bikes gone.
Yeah, so what was it? 7 bikes fell off your truck?
No, it was 6. It was like a freak accident. The tailgate like never went down, but there were 6 bikes on the pad, and the whole pad just jumped out of the truck.
Hey, quick disclaimer: was that a census bachelor pad?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which I'm actually gonna need one, so keep me in mind, please.
I know a guy. I know.
And are those the one? Is that the new pad that you can pull down and you can sit in it?
We have a back attachment.
Ray, I think you're gonna have to hook it up. Teammates here.
Oh. As long as you stop riding ODI and start running census on your bike, I'm not even worried about it.
We'll make that happen.
They make our grips. Colby said it was okay. It's totally chill. Don't even worry about it.
I mean, if you guys have other than the thick ones, maybe.
No, you have to ride long. You're right for us. You have to ride long.
Hey, So this, Damien, this brings up a pretty good point that I've been around for probably, long. With Damien, I think you and I have been around on the team the longest, between multiple iterations, right? We've been there since the inception of it all. But Dave and Damien, I want to ask a question, like how many different sports are you guys involved with Michael David Winery at this point? Because it has gotten huge in comparison to when I started with it, probably 12, 13, 14 years ago.
A lot of times they reach out to us. In many cases, we meet them. Dave meets them. If they align with our vision and our philosophies, you know, we offer them a space on our club, and based on their personal needs, on the type of support they require.
Yeah.
If it's a good fit, you know, welcome on board. It just
Tricky!
Okay, here we go.
We got another jump.
There she
Oh,
goes.
that's
Hey, that was good.
that was sweet.
Butter, baby. Up, 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 up,
Landing was great. I think he overshot it.
You need to stop them.
Nice.
up, up. Helmet up.
Keep
Helmet
going.
up. Helmet up. Pretty good.
Yeah, Trixie, good job.
There you go.
Woo!
Yeah. Nick Diaz Academy. There we go.
Woo!
Freakshow.
Woo, yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Hybrids. Yeah. So yeah, we have a really good group of athletes. We also have a really good group of sponsors. All of our sponsors they pretty much know us personally. They either are race on the team as well, or they're just really involved and they ride with us. And we're just really fortunate to have.
Honestly, I think it's one of the coolest things about this because it's such a diverse group. When I went to the Lodi, that race, the road ride out in Lodi last year, it was so cool. I got to meet a snowboarder, runners, and then mountain bikers, but not only mountain bikers that ride like downhill, it was like just cross country, downhill, and then enduro racers. Like it's just such a wide variety of athletes. And then we got fighters, like.
And from the beginning, so like back when it was a grassroots team, so we were just it was a small group of guys that branched off of the Stockton Bike Club. It was just a cycling team, so just a road team. Then I ended up joining the team, and I was a mountain biker and a triathlete. I kind of do it all, and I was looking to kind of diversify the bike club, right? But back then, the philosophy was, you know, there was no contracts. Like when I turned pro, they were ready to support me right off the bat, and still the same philosophy. Like you get out what you put in. So that's why every year we all get together and we all organize an event called the Giro Divino in Lodi. It's a bike ride where people sign up and they go bike riding and wine tasting, and we have a route map, and there's free wine tasting for all the participants. There's meals, music. It's really fun. But that event is only possible by the athletes, because back when it was a grassroots team, that's how we funded our racing, was putting on this event, and that was our budget. Eventually, sponsors started jumping on board and helping us out. Has really helped us to become who we are today. And during these tough times with the shutdowns, it has really paid off. We stick together. We promote our sponsors to help them out because they're going through a tough time as well. And
You should be on
that's how we're going to do it.
You should be on
And Dave, you were involved right at the start of that and helped us.
I wasn't a cyclist.
Put together one of the best local races I've ever participated in, both from a spectator standpoint and then from a participant standpoint, from a racer standpoint. That crit that you helped put on, it's just bang, and like, it's not an industrial park thing. It's downtown. The whole city gets behind it, and all because like you put your weight behind it, right?
Yeah, that helped. That helped to really help make Lodi more of a cycling town. I was never a cyclist. I was just a runner. And then Bob Fuller, said, "Oh, we need to put us on the Giro di Vino. He's going to sponsor their team now because whatever bank was sponsoring you guys way back when."
Guys, I love you beyond belief, and I love this vineyard, and I love our team. But I have 1%, and I need to say bye before my phone turns off, and I disappear.
Good to see you, man.
Bye,
Ray.
Ray.
Guys,
Tell
hey.
Trixie I said bye.
It was delicious. Trixie survived the jump. I'm going to finish this bottle at home. You guys are off.
All right, doggy.
Thanks, Ray.
Have a great night, guys.
All right.
Bye, Ray.
All right.
I got a special cameo appearance here. Connor's here. Say hi, Connor.
Hello.
Nice.
Hey, Connor.
All right, what's up?
How are you?
So I'm really excited about our ultra running team and what we got going on out there. And Connor did his first 50-mile ultra run this last fall in Moab, Utah, and I ran a 30K that day too, which was really fun. I'm loving the ultra running on trails. So
As much as that may be the case, Dave, I think nothing can really top Connor's performance in the Vintners Cup.
yes. Oh yeah.
Where he pretty much trounced every other winemaker in Lodi during the.
Not
Well
sure
done.
if we qualified to be the Vintners Cup, but it sure was fun.
Yeah.
How long did the 30K take?
Yeah. My 30K, what was I? About 4 hours. Like
Wow.
he did 50K in what? 7 and a 50 mile. 8
something.
Yeah, 8 something. For his first one. Pretty cool, yeah.
No stop.
That was all Red Rock and beautiful Canyonlands area of Moab. It was just gorgeous. So.
Did you run in high school too?
Oh yeah, cross country guy all through high school.
Cross country in Lodi?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Running is seriously so hard.
Yeah, it's really tough on the joints.
So if you guys want to know, Dominic, you were talking about how you and I put on the first Lodi Cycle Fest
Yeah.
in 2009.
Yeah.
When the Michael David Winery logo started appearing on our kit. So we
Probably, yeah.
we had maybe we maybe had we were 8 years in or something like that, and their winery was part of our Giro di Vino. They were they were the start finish.
Right.
So this is before they even were a sponsor of the cycling program. In about 2000, I don't know, 5-ish or 7, the first Michael David logo, they were on our shoulder here. And then the next year, they were the title sponsor, and we were the Michael David Winery cycling team. And it's been that way ever since.
Thanks to you guys, our whole family got into doing triathlons. So, we.
Is there a trail in Lodi that's like just a long bike trail? There's nothing else that it can be on, like no cars or anything. Just a trail.
No, we're not that progressive here yet. We try.
No, it was in the plan for it was in the city plan for Lodi to do that under I believe one of the previous city managers, and really pull it together in Lodi. But budgets being what they are.
Nellis County, Florida, goes all up and down the west side of the west coast of the Bay Area.
Yeah.
40 miles, and then in Ohio, in Columbus, all up and down the campus, probably about 60 miles, but just a straight trail. I think that if you guys want to focus on the building tradition, biking and cycling,
Oh, you mean cut it?
doing something like that, getting a trail,
I can't find it.
that would really make a big difference. Because now that I'm riding, I mean, I did sports in high school and in college, and then I just started cycling now this last year. The toughest thing to do with has been the vehicle. So much open space and so much land. There would be like a designated trail, and isn't there one by the UOP?
By UOP?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just have it like that.
How long is that one?
I don't think it's very long. The Central Valley's one of the beautiful things about the Central Valley is the roads don't get used as frequently as other places. Like Heather, you're in Orange County, and so you kind of know how busy the roads are. And
Oh yeah.
And Dave, you travel all over the world, so you see every single zip code that Michael David Winery sells in. So, you know, the beautiful things about where you guys are at in the Central Valley there is traffic's pretty light. And yeah, you got to ride on the white line, but it ain't bad in comparison to other places. Let me tell you.
Sure. No, for sure. It's not that bad, but I think that with so much space and so many roads, it certainly would. I think you guys are right. It's a culture, it's a tradition of Lodi and the whole area that start, like, you see it as a cycling. I'm just a guy I'm from Florida, then I went to school in Ohio. And
That's cool. I'm from Florida too.
Really? Where at?
I was raised out in like South Florida, so like Miami, Fort Lauderdale area.
Yeah, that's where I was born, and then my folks, we grew up on the west coast of Florida, the St. Pete area.
Oh, okay.
College at Ohio State, and then I moved to Orange County, and then when Orange County, I did about 3 years of just straight traveling, and lived in LA for. Now I'm up here in Stockton, and there's a culture, there's a cycling culture, there's something there. I mean, it's all the vineyards, driving through the vineyards and seeing all the land and the crops and the farming.
So he's riding with our boys, Andres Gill, all the boys on the Tuesday night rides. And,
good.
Yeah, they're.
So you've been introduced to the you've been introduced to the fun.
Oh,
yeah. This week alone, I got probably 170 miles.
Nice job.
First Tuesday night ride, he came back all pissed off.
You're gonna drink that whole bottle there, Dominic.
I know it's gonna be a rough. Well, it's gonna be a rough day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've been riding the levees a lot around here. The mountain biking, the levees, and the vineyard roads. It's been very nice riding out for flatland mountain bike riding. So.
All right. So far, is there anything else we want to discuss or?
I don't know. I'm hoping we're gonna have the Bear Valley Triathlon Labor Day weekend and see y'all there.
Okay. All right.
Are you guys going to Sea Otter?
Yeah.
This is for the YouTube. We need to make it viral, so we can just like punch you.
Have they rescheduled Sea Otter?
I think they're making it for October, maybe the first week of it.
Or was it September, October? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was October.
Like the events, once they're up and running and we know the dates, like we're gonna be there, right? But in the meantime, we just want to do things like this. We're follow us on MDW Sports. We're going to be doing a lot of giveaways from our sponsors. So if you go to Instagram, follow MDW Sports. We're going to be going on Instagram Live, so follow us there. We'll be talking to some of our elite athletes, some of our MMA fighters, some of our ultra runners, some of our snowboard.
We should get
subscribe here because we're going to be doing more videos like this. We have a ton of athletes that are going to be joining us. And I think next week we're going to have Diego Cabrazasi, Ray George, Terry Cox. They're amazing people, amazing athletes, and we'll have them on next week. So just follow MDW Sports, and from there you can find everything that we're involved with.
So if you guys want free stuff, follow us. Well, they also have a really cool winery. So if you're in Lodi, you want to go to a nice winery.
Thanks, guys.
And
plug away. All right.
We're still planning on putting on the Giro di Vino, and it will be.
That was my next question.
Yeah. The date is tentative. Usually it's the first Sunday of November. This year, November seems like it might be the shutdowns, the quarantine might be over, but if we have to move it, we'll move it. If you follow MDW Sports, you can find out the exact date. We'll announce the date once we have a date for the Giro di Vino.
And we're still planning on it. Normal day.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, everybody. We're heading out.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
luck.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Tune in next week. All right. You guys.
Bye.
Bye.